this video, we're going to tie everything together through a case study of a clip from the film The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1, which you can watch via a link in the topic block for this week on stream. How might the various techniques we have discussed over the last couple of weeks depict the characters in this scene in a particular way? And how might this depiction shape our understanding of particular social categories, especially gender in this instance? Within the clip, Katniss, who has been persuaded to be a symbol of the rebellion against the Capitol, reaches the ruins of a hospital in District 8 that she was due to visit and that's just been bombed, accompanied by her bodyguards and a camera crew. What's particularly interesting about this scene is the way that it shows Katniss to have some of the authority and leadership qualities that have been traditionally associated with male heroes and men in wider society, whilst also still possessing a degree of sensitivity and empathy that have been historically associated with women. And these different facets to her character are expressed and amplified through a combination of Jennifer Lawrence's performance and the use of music, cinematography, costume, editing and setting. For example, Katniss begins the scene out of breath and emotional, blinking in disbelief, her mouth open in shock, screaming "help them" at a high pitch, her voice breaking. As she turns to deliver her speech, however, she composes herself and delivers it with controlled aggression, looking directly at the camera crew, furrowing her brow a bit, standing upright, lowering her voice a little, talking loudly and clearly, albeit rising in pitch and breaking at points. At the end of the speech, she slumps to her knees, her face relaxes, and she begins to cry. The use of camera further shapes our understanding of Katniss in this scene. Shaky handheld camera captures her initial shock and disorientation, and then we move to steadier framing of her as she delivers her speech, with medium long shots and medium shots showing her upright and determined stance, and close-ups being used for the most intense moments of her speech. Note also how often Katniss is shot from below looking up at her in this scene, forcing us to literally look up to her in this moment of leadership, as the rebels hope others in the fictional world of the film will. In addition, the music in this scene follows Katniss's emotional journey, striking a mournful tone through the use of strings and horns, but introducing more elements into the mix as her speech progresses, such as a choir that arrives when she talks of the deaths of women and children, and then rising in volume when she delivers her message to President Snow, reaching a crescendo as she says, "If we burn, you burn with us."
And if we burn, you burn with us.
Her all-black uniform provides an element of unity with the other characters and places more attention on her face and what she has to say compared to the sexual objectification of women discussed in video 2, though her outfit still hugs her figure more than anyone else's. Editing shows us the reactions of the others around her, particularly the close-ups on the two black characters, her bodyguard Boggs and District 8 Commander Paler. This seems to suggest Katniss's unity with all ethnicities, though has the unfortunate effect of also elevating Katniss above these characters, even if Commander Paler does eventually end up as the President of Panem by the end of the series. Finally, setting and cinematography convey a degree of realism within what is otherwise a fantastical science fiction story, with an abandoned chemical factory in Germany doubling as the ruins of the hospital, the use of real fire amidst the ruins, and the use of handheld camera, which, as discussed in video 1, has connotations of documentary. The combined effect of all of these choices, in conjunction with the story itself, thus creates a moment that encourages us to look up to a female leader who combines strength and compassion. That is neither a stereotype of femininity nor just a copy of a male hero, and that is a lot more than just a sexual object for the gaze of men in the film and in the audience. The realistic style of the film also helps normalise such a representation, easing us into imagining such a figure in real life. However, nagging racial hierarchies still remain. Well, that's what I got out of it anyway. We can talk more about this clip and others in the forums this week.